can hear me, I'll just come on a couple of minutes early just to make sure we're all online. How are you, my beautiful artisans? I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. It's a bit wet today, isn't it? It's a bit chilly. I've got my nice cup of coffee here. Hi Tracy, hope you're okay. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's a bit wet, isn't it? Now, did you get the deal? Did you get the deal? Now, I do believe the Daisy sold out at 3 a.m. this morning. So I don't know what you were all up to that late last night. I don't know. Hi, Roxy. You all right, darling? Is my sound okay, darling? Roxy's the sound chick. Yes, she is. Raining here. I know, it's rubbish, isn't it? And I've got to go on my bike to pick the boy up from school. School run's been... different. It's funny, isn't it? Looking lovely. You got mine last night. Oh, well done you. Oh, you got, see, you lot are on the ball, aren't you? Completely. So the two stamps that the Imala Wednesday special were the daisy chain, sorry, which I will just grab for you. Absolutely beautiful. Hiya, Michaela. Hi, Amy. Sounds fabulous. And the other one was a bit of my all-time favourite. And basically, it was the first time we introduced a masculine stamp into the whole of the Imala beautiful chapters. And it's Tom. Now, this was inspired by our very own Tom, who has this wonderful beard. At Create and Craft, he's a Magic Hands, absolutely brilliant. But I just love this stamp. I love the size. There's so much you can do with it. It's absolutely beautiful. And it is one of them stamps, especially for masculine cards, that just makes it so easy to do. It really does. So I've just got to change my glasses because I've realised I've got the wrong ones on. Old Lady Saga. I know. That's what my daughter would say to me. Oh, Mum, that is an Old Lady Saga. Haven't got the right glasses on. I know. Okay. Hi, Rosie Ann. Hi, Liz. Hope everyone's doing absolutely wonderful. So let's get on. Now, the first thing that I'd like to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a background using Tom. But then obviously I have got a couple of other things to show you as well. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you how simple it is to stamp with him in different colours. Because even though he looks absolutely luscious in black, what about other colours? Yeah, let's go bright. Let's go woohoo, definitely. So I'm going to turn you around in a second. Hopefully I'll just pull this lead up so I don't get all trapped in. Here we go. Also, I have got some special news. Although my lips are supposed to be sealed. I'm not very good at that, am I? Especially with you, friends. I'm really not. Imala is coming soon. That's all I'm saying. Soon. Very, very exciting. Okay, I'm going to turn you around now and you can see exactly what I'm up to. I've also bought a new ring light. I'm sorry if it's reflecting in my glasses. I just thought it'd be a lot easier because then you can see what I'm doing. So if I pull you up here, you can see exactly where I am. Let me just push. There we go. That's better. So I've got my Eureka and I've got my Tom. Now, Tom is a brilliant stamp. The only thing with Tom is just be careful how you lay, because if you get a bubble under his face, then that will grab on the ink, and then obviously that's not what you're after. So I'm going to position him. Now I'm going to position him slightly off here, and we're going to use some different colours to stamp with. So the first colour that I'm going to grab, let's have a look. I've got some lovely ones here. I'm going to go for my Evergreen Bow, and I'm just going to go straight over the top. Now, this is a Distress Oxide, which is brilliant because then what that does is it's a reactive ink. So I can add water or I can build it up. You can also create quite a lot of patterns on top of this. And this is what I'm going to show you right now. So if I move this over, so I've done one layer, you can see there. Now I'm taking my stencil. Yes, a stencil over my stamp, and I'm going to grab my Mermaid Lagoon and I'm just going over the top. Now this may not be perfect, but it's a nice technique to do. I'm just going to pull that bit down a little, just to this bottom area of his beard. So I'm just going to take that away just pop that there, and then we are going to stamp beautifully with this now. So let me just put my paper. I shouldn't have moved it. Naughty. So here we go. Let's have a look. Now I've gone slightly off, but that's fine because that's not really what I want. What I want is the pattern. Now look at the pattern you can create, and how simple was that? So it's the stamp with a stencil over the top, still before you stamp down. So I'm going to rotate round now, and I'm going to do that again to show you another different style. And I'll just have a little tidy up. I'll just clean him up. Honestly, I get my equipment in a right old state, I do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this down slightly. I'll dry him off. There we go. So let's come onto the flat surface. There's my magnet. There we go. And I'm just going to place him there. So again, pick him up. Add your inks. So this time I'm going to go for Salty Ocean. And I'm just tapping it on. If you want the full block colour, I suggest that you go over, give it a really good load up, and maybe do it in 2 different stamp settings. So there we go, a bit of that, a bit of that, and then I'll just grab a different stencil. What have I done with that? It's there. There we go. Now this one's going to go straight over the top, like so. And this is almost a bit like jelly print painting. It really, really is. So I've got that evergreen, and I'm just going over the top. Be careful not too much to contaminate your ink pads. You may be better off using a brush, but that is up to you. So now I'm just going to peel away my stencil. How cool is that? I love it. Actually, I think it's got to have a fresh bit of paper because I really like this one. Here we go. So we just pick it up. Oh, come on, Carley. There we go. Press it down. Who said we couldn't have Merman on a Wednesday? Of course we can. See how ingenious, especially with these bigger stamps. Just think about creating ultimate different patterns before you even lay it down onto your stamping. Super, super simple. It's a really, really unique idea, I think, and it's a bit like the jelly paint jelly plate system, where you just add different layers and then you take prints from that. So I hope that's inspired you, ready to go, and I'm just going to pop that to the side because now already pre-done, I've stamped out beautiful, gorgeous Tom. I've stamped him in black. Now if you are stamping him in black, I do suggest that you probably stamp him maybe 3 times. It's just to get that really good coverage because it is such a dark dense stamp. Sometimes it just needs multiple layering. So we're going to do some ink work around the edge, and then also I've stamped again his hat so we can have a nice decoupage layer. Now you could paint this, I could paint his face, I could make it quite realistic, or we can have fun. So I'm just going to add some of this salty blue. I'm going to pick this up. I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. And I'm just going to pull it around the edges, just quite lightly. And you can see that I've already pre-stamped my sentiment. I absolutely love type font stamp sentiments. I just think that they're just really classy and lovely. So I'm just bringing this Salty Ocean. This is the Distress Oxide again. so it will be water reactive. And I'm just bringing in a little bit of a frame. Now I'm just going to grab a stencil. Stencil I'm going for is just this textured stencil, and I'm going to pick up the evergreen bough, and I'm just going to start filling in some of these areas. So this is the beauty of it. A stencil doesn't have to be massive, it's just continue use of that stencil to fill that space to create a pattern. See that? And then we'll bring him down a bit more. Sorry, can you really hear my table? It's really, I don't know. It's being very noisy. So now rotate. There we go. And then a little tad more there. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take the same green that I've just used, but now I'm going to blend that blue a bit closer in using the green that is still on my brush. So just to fill in. Now you can see that I'm not going really tightly in because I don't want to lose that almost halo effect around the edge that just makes him pop that much more. So now I'm just going to go straight in with my fan brush. Just give it a little flickety-doos. Just around, just to lift some of that ink. Then I'll simply dry that off. So I'm just using my heat gun now just to dry off them water sprinkles. There we go. And then I'm going to come straight back in with that other hat that I've already pre-stamped, cut out and popped foam pads on reverse. So then we get that nice decoupage feel. We get that feel of height and dimension, which is lovely. So now I'm going to go on to my main card. I've just taken some background paper. I do believe this is stamped by me. I've got a black mat for this to go on. So I'm just going to apply my tape runner to the reverse of my image onto the black mount. Perfect. Then on that again, using my tape runner to go straight on to my card. Oh, look how wonky that is, honestly. Well, it's there now. So we're going to offset him. There we go. Right, how are we doing, friends? Can't you imagine, Tracy? What's going on? What have I missed? What's going on? So, there we go. First of all, the decoupage hat. Let's have a look at that. Stamping with a stencil. How cool is that? Really, really beautiful effect that you can get. Is so different, isn't it? Have a go at it today, my friends. I've got one more that I'm going to share with you today. Absolutely beautiful. And this is going to be a, oh look, blue fingers. Oh, also an invasion. Oh, what on earth is going on, Michaela Brown? All this chat. Anyway, so yes, have a go at that. Use your stamp with your stencil over the top before you're actually stamping it. Now the next project, bear with me, it's a bit long-winded, but it will be worth it when we get there. I wanted to combine the two stamps that we've got today for you, even though maybe you missed out on the daisy. But what I want to show you is how you can create something very, very simple using both of the stamps together. So that's my background. I just need another piece for my main piece. I've also been creating a lot of my own stencils recently as well, using quite thick acetate, and I will also be using that today to share with you. So I'm just going, oh dear, dropped it now. Oh no, where's it gone? Where is it gone? Oh, that's not even funny. Where's it gone? Oh gosh, my stencil has just decided to fly away. It was literally in my hand. I don't know where it went. Oh, I've got it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's one of those days. Okay. Oh, compromise. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, that is so sad. Do you know what? 2 weeks ago, my bank account got hacked. It's not happy. It's not good, is it? You feel really violated. It's horrible. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Thank goodness for me, it was only just my one bank account. It wasn't anything, you know, apart from that. But it was still right hassle when I got a new card, changing everything. Oh, hiya, Wen. You're right, sweetheart. I hope you're having a lovely day. Better security is what we need to do, isn't it? Right, okay, back with the crafts. Oh, you make me digress, don't you? So, as I was saying before, chapter 15 is on the horizon. I've had a call this morning from Tony, and hopefully be in the next few weeks. Don't worry, you'll get all your sneaky peeks before. So what I'm going to do, first things first, is you need two stencils. I bet I can't find either now. I've got that one. Where's the other bit? Why is this happening today? Oh, that's not funny, is it? Honestly, so silly. So anyway, but I will show you the first bit, because I don't, they're big rats who do it. They are. Right, okay, so I've already cut this beautiful acetate ready to go, and I'm going to tape it onto my watercolour card. Now, I've actually lost the stencil of the inside of the circle, which is the second part of the demo. So we will just have to adapt. I've already got one pre-done, so you'll be able to see exactly where I'm going with this. So I'm just taping down my stencil. I'll turn you around, you can see what I'm up to. There we go. So I'm taping my stencil straight to my watercolour cardstock now. Really, really easy. I'm going to position Tom inside, but obviously I don't want his whole setup. Sometimes you think, maybe I don't want him with a hat on. So this is how you can adapt and change it. So I'm picking him up now, really nice and simply, onto my Eureka, still keeping, now this could be card, it doesn't have to be acetate. The reason I've started using acetate is because I'm sick of using the same piece of card and it's always covered in whatnots, and so I just decided to make my own acetate ones that I can simply reuse. So I'm going over with black ink. Obviously I don't need to do the whole of the design because I'm literally using his face. I'm just going to grab some other black ink. Here we go. That one didn't feel like there was enough in there. This is the thing. I mean, do you store your inks the right way up? We're supposed to store them upside down so they're juicy all the time. But how will you know when they're empty? I don't know. And the thing is, also when they're upside down, not unless you label the size. I mean, these are good, Nouveau tend to label the size, but otherwise you don't know where they are. So now I'm going over the top of that circle stencil with my Tom. Bless him. There we go. Now I may need to do this a few times. not too bad, but you can see where I'm going with that. So I'm just going to carry on, and then what I would have done if I had the other circle stencil that I seem to have misplaced, I would take this away, place that circle back over the top, then stamp with your daisy around the top. So let me just take this away and this, and I'll show you how it works. So simple, so simple. You can go back in, you can paint it, you can do whatever you like, but it's a beautiful, beautiful stamp to be able to combine together. Now I'm just going to create a quick backing paper for this. So I'm going straight over in the center, pick this up, nice and easy. I should have put, would have, do the magnet on there. So now I'm just going round, popping a bit of ink on. Now with this stamp, again, because of the center panel, be careful, make sure there's no air bubbles in there, because if there is air bubbles, then when this comes down, you will pick up on that ink. So a good way is to lift your stamp and then just allow it to secure itself properly, just to make sure you don't get them air bubbles. So now it's just purely because of its size. It's huge, huge stamp. So then I'm just stamping around the edges. There we go. I'm going to turn that round, making sure I can squeeze another one in there. Perfect. So again, black ink, come down, lovely. There we go. Oh, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of painting, nice and quick. I'm going to be using my Himi paints. There we go. Grab myself a nice little round brush. These are the Himi brushes. These are my absolute favourite. Perfect, perfect brushes. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the green. And to be honest, this middle panel, because I'm going to put that other panel that we've already, this is just a backer. It doesn't need to be perfect, because you will have more layers on there, and especially on this centre panel. So I don't even need to paint that centre bit. So I'm just adding the light green, nice and easy, around those edges. Now come in with your water into your darker green, and then you're just pulling that colour out from the base, and even if it's very slight, it still gives it a little bit of definition just with colour. Nice and simple. Now with the same brush in a much lighter green, you're going to come from above. It's harder if you work, it's easier, sorry, if you work from above, and you are just going to trace some of these lines. Now don't worry about them being thicker, it does not matter. Exactly the same on the other side. There we go. And I'm going to go in the darker green now, a little tad of water, not too much. Rotate that brush to get all of that excess off. Nice wet brush. Now we've created it into a full band rather than just chains. And we're just pulling that colour away. So now I'm going to go into my yellow. And I'm just working from the centre out. You don't have to reach the end points if you still want it to have that daisy-esque effects. But wouldn't this be a great masculine Mother's Day? You know, that you could beautifully receive from your son, maybe grandson. Now I'm just touching in a little bit of yellow, just on some of these little dots. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to make a little bit of a green, but it's got a bit of brown in as well. Bit wet, and then we're just going to fill in some of this colour just around the edges. So I'm just going to dry that off. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to come back in now with some ink. I'm going to use a little bit of bundled sage. I'm just going to pick this up onto my dauber. And then this watercolour is not even dry yet. I'm just going straight over the top. So because this is water reactive as well, it will just blend beautifully. But because it's a little bit lighter than the base colour we've put on, try not to put your fingers on there, Carly. Never mind. But this will sit beautifully in the centre. So now we can do some real matting quickly. I'm just going to add this background design onto black, like so. And then we'll pop that onto green. Go. Then on top of that we will grab that pre-stamped Daisy and Tom. I swear that was a children's programme. On the centre, just like so, and we are done. Hiya friends, how are we doing? Oh, put TV up in your craft room. Lucky you, Sue. So there we go, using that beautiful daisy chain with Tom. Then of course we've got the fabulous card just using Tom on his own. He's so dashing, isn't he? Hey, and then of course we've got that brilliant technique on a canal barge, Carly. Oh yes please, wouldn't that be lush? Yes, yes, yes. Also, don't forget, lay your stamp down, put your first colour on, really simple, actually, on your stamp, then stencil over the top with a different colour, and you can create fabulous patterns like this. It's cool, isn't it? It's so cool. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friends. I hope you feel inspired. Please join me next Wednesday, 1 p.m. for Imala Wednesday, and I will be here to inspire and honestly tell you as much as I can about the next chapter. I've actually got them here in my hands. No, they're not, they're in my craft room. But yeah, I will be sharing hopefully more with you next week, my friends. Take care of yourself and each other. I'm going to go and wash my blue fingers. See you later. Bye.